Every day in the United States, 100 or more people die from heroin. Opiate use has become so widespread, more people die from overdoses than car crashes. And there is not a typical user. So tonight, Natalie Tyndall with 2 News Investigates looks at the heroin epidemic and finds out how much of your tax dollars are being spent trying to fix this problem in the Miami Valley.
Well, over the past 3 years, this community has spent more than $18 million fighting the heroin epidemic. And data is showing more and more people are using. The message tonight from those at the forefront of this fight is simple. You're paying for it, so it's time to start caring about it.
It is costing everybody.
Our community is fighting a war on heroin, and it's expensive.
We had 226 overdose deaths in 2013. Our 2014 data, we are well on our way to exceeding 300.
Deaths, crime, and addiction are all prices we're paying, but there's also a dollar sign attached to this fight.
How much are you spending to fight the heroin epidemic?
Sure, we spend about $5.8 million per year.
Andrea Hoff works for Alcohol, Drug Addiction, Mental Health Services, or ADAMS, in Montgomery County. Her team is at the forefront of this fight. She says as a community, we should not be accepting this epidemic.
And even when they're not impacted personally, at a personal level, they're paying for it through their tax dollars. They're paying for it with things like property crime.
So let's talk money. How much has the community spent on the heroin epidemic? Well, 2 News Investigates obtained the breakdown of local, state, and federal money spent this year. According to ADAMS, this is what they plan to spend. More than $3.7 million is going to inpatient and outpatient services. $1.9 million is going to drugs that help with heroin addictions, $7,600 is going to educate the community, and $116,000 is for drug kits that counter the effects of an overdose. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office recently created a community response team formed to tackle gangs, but it's now tackling heroin. It staffs 3 full-time people at an estimated $240,000 a year. The Sheriff's Office also has drug task forces.
Overall, the heroin epidemic has taxed our dollars as far as overtime, as far as resources. It could be not just our resources, but the hospitals, the EMTs, firefighters.
The Montgomery County Public Health Department spends about $80,000 every year of federal and local dollars for a poison death review. It's collecting data to tell the community just how bad the problem is. Altogether, that's an estimated $6.1 million spent every year to fight the heroin drug problem in Montgomery County.
The heroin problem is not going away. It's obviously it's increasing. We're trying to throw everything we can at it.
While the money spent may be necessary, agency leaders say if heroin wasn't such a big problem, they could be using those millions of dollars in different ways.
I know we'd like to be out there more proactive than reactive.
It could be focused on prevention. It could, focus on keeping people well.
Now, Andrea Hoff with ADAMS says they could actually use more money to help treat those suffering with a heroin addiction. She said their overall budget has been cut over the past few years and the demand has gone up, so they have to be creative with how they distribute those funds. Natalie Tyndall, 2 News Investigates.
Natalie, I like that, putting it into perspective. It's your money, you're paying for it, so time to start caring about it. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Another important part of this, though, are the lives that are impacted by heroin use. So if you know someone who needs help, call the hotline number you see on your screen. Maybe it's you even, 853-4343. We've posted that phone number for you online on our website, WDTN.com. And if you have a story that you would like us to look into, send us an email at 2newsinvestigates@WDTN.com.